Good evening, everyone. This is the Town of Babylon Planning Board. Today is August 10th, 2020. It is 7 p.m. This is our meeting. We have two public hearings. Now, let me start with the roll. Denise, will you call the roll call?
Sure. Patrick Halpin,
Present.
Michael Cafaro,
Present.
Frank Santos,
Present.
Julianne Nolan,
Present.
Jerry O'Neill,
Present.
Dan Truchin,
Present.
Ed Wynn,
Present.
Rich Casey,
Present.
Rich Grow,
Present.
Matt Esposito.
Present.
Thank you. Let's go to our first public hearing. Denise?
Okay, first I'll read the planning board statement. The planning board shall have the right to rely on any information that is presented by the applicant. If any such information is later found to be inaccurate or incorrect, the planning board may determine that any approvals, building permits, or other actions previously granted in connection with the application are null and void. The first
Okay,
application on tonight's agenda is,
Denise, hold on for 1 second. Matthew, why don't you read the statement regarding the status of this Zoom meeting?
Sure. Good evening. Tonight we have two public hearings on the agenda utilizing the Zoom webinar application. We will have the applicants joining us to present their application to the board and answer any questions. Following the presentation, we will individually call upon members of the public who have registered to speak regarding this application. Individuals will be promoted from an attendee to a panelist in order to voice their comments. For the record, there are no members of the public registered to speak on either planning board job. This hearing is also being live streamed on the Town of Babylon YouTube channel. Following each presentation and public comments, the public hearing will be closed. The record for each matter shall be held open for a minimum of 7 days. As long as the record is open, any member of the public who did not register to participate in tonight's Zoom meeting can provide comments on the application by email or regular mail. Regular mail can be sent to Town of Babylon Planning Board, 200 East Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, New York, 11757, or to the email address planningcomments@townofbabylon.com. If you have any questions or require any additional information, please call the planning department at 631-957-3103.
Thank you.
okay, so the first item on the agenda is public hearing, minor subdivision. Planning Board Job Number 20-13B, Town of Babylon. The proposal is to subdivide a parcel into two, maintain an existing Long Island Railroad station on one lot, and prepare a vacant site for future development.
All right, thank you very much. I understand the commissioner is here to present this application. Is that correct? Matthew?
Yes.
Okay, Commissioner?
Hi, good evening. Rachel Shelfo, Planning Commissioner for the Town of Babylon.
Commissioner, do I have to swear her in, Richard?
No, she's an attorney and commissioner. She's
And
in good
Commissioner,
standing.
okay.
I
know-
am bound to tell the truth as an attorney at law.
I know you are. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. This is a town-sponsored subdivision in connection with the Wine Dance Rising project, where the proposal is to subdivide a parcel of land into two to maintain an existing Long Island Railroad station on parcel A and prepare a vacant site for future development, which will be the parcel B. The current parcel overall is 0.62 acres. It's zoned Wyandanch Form-Based Code Tile 5, and the surrounding parcels on all sides are also zoned Wyandanch Form-Based Code Tile 5. This lot is being subdivided in order to create a separate parcel for the unused portion of the lot, that side of the lot, lot 48.011, where the railroad station is not located, right? So the remainder of the lot is being subdivided off to create a new lot. The Wyandanch Railroad Station will remain at its present location, and the other lot, proposed Lot B, will be developed in connection with an additional parcel, lot 48.008, which is on the north side of Acorn Street. Matt is pointing it out right now on the aerial. And these two parcels will be joined in order to create the Wyandanch Healthy Living Center. This is a building that has been a part of Wyandanch Rising Phase 1 since the initial concept. This was always contemplated as part of Phase 1. The building, the Healthy Living Center building, is being developed with a partnership between Hudson River Healthcare, HRH, and the YMCA. The development itself, when they are ready to come in, will be reviewed under a separate application through the planning department and the Wyandanch form-based code review process. So there will be an internal review of that building when it comes in. It will not come to this board. It will be considered as part of the form-based code review with the form-based code architect and internal to the planning department. So that's basically all there is to this. This is sort of like a subdivision to make ready this building that is a future part of the Wyandanch Phase 1 development.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Are there any questions by any members of the planning board? Hearing none?
I think Gerald is raising his hand.
Okay, Jerry, I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
Since Acorn Street separates these two parcels, is the parcel being separated from the station just for parking? What does that have to do with the piece on the other side of Acorn Street?
So actually the building is supposed to be connected by the two lots over Acorn Street. It's a rather unusual design. So the building is going to occupy both of these lots. The building itself will occupy both of these lots, Jerry. And I think Matt could probably pull that up.
All right, so there's a bridge over Acorn Street?
Yes, that's what's proposed.
All right, nice, nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Matthew-
unique, very unique proposal.
All right, I like it. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
There you
Yep.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Are there any other questions? No? Okay. Matt, how should we proceed with it?
Just for the record, there are no members of the public who registered to speak for this application. The latest set of surveys and written meets and bounds descriptions are under review in the planning department. And the planning department recommends extending the record 1 week to August 17th, 2020.
Okay. So I need to extend the record to August 17th, 2020. Motion by Ed Wynn,
Motion?
second by Jerry O'Neill.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. The record is extended. Thank you very much, Commissioner.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Rachel.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Aye. So item B on the agenda is public hearing, site plan review, bar restaurant, planning board job number 19-29AF, 1050 Front Route 110 LLC. The proposal is to demolish two one-story masonry buildings being used for retail and construct a 2,536 square foot Arby's restaurant with 43 seats along with associated site improvements.
Okay, who is here on behalf of the applicant?
So we have Nicole.
Video.
Nicole
we go.
Bland?
There she is.
Hi, everybody.
There.
Anyone else?
Yes, we do. We have John Solomon from JPD United, and I believe he's with our architect, Brian Fisher. They're in the same office.
Okay, Brian.
I think he's muted, though. There we go.
All right,
I think we have them now.
thank you. Commissioner, thank you very much. So have you had the opportunity, Commissioner, to review the memorandum dated August 4th from the Commissioner of Planning?
Yes, I have. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, Nicole Blanda. I'm an attorney at Bizzell Blanda Visconti with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville. Yes, we did review the memo dated August 4th, 2020 with the conditions and the requested covenants and restrictions.
Are there any issues, concerns, or anything related to this memo that you want to bring to the board's attention?
None of the above.
Okay, so you, your applicant is fine or supports, agrees to all of the conditions and covenants and restrictions outlined in the memo.
Yes, we went through them and they consent to all of them.
All right, thank you very much. Please proceed.
Okay, so I'm here tonight seeking a special permit for an Arby's restaurant and site plan approval. The Arby's restaurant would also have a drive-through component to it. It is a proposed 43-seat site. So you can see the aerial photo to kind of get an idea of where we are. If the board members are familiar with Buffalo Wild Wings and the Trento Italian restaurant, this site is just south of that. The site is just over half an acre. It's on the west side of Route 110. It is zoned G industry. It's presently improved with 2 buildings. I believe one commercial store sold hot tubs and the other sold granite marble. There are 2 existing curb cuts on the state road, Route 110, and there are a DOT application is pending with comments. Over here, there is a divided highway, so this will remain a right turn in only site. That's not changing. And Cameron Engineering did the town traffic safety review, and they opined that they didn't have any problem with ingress and egress to the site, nor did they feel there would be any traffic implications. So we're proposing a 2,536 square foot Arby's restaurant, again, with 43 seats. The Suffolk County Health Department is okay with that number of seats. There will be a drive-through. No outdoor seating is proposed. So Mr. Esposito and I will take you through the site. The site will circulate with cars heading south on Route 110, entering the site from the northerly curb cut. A customer then has the option to either park or get in the drive-through line. The customer entrances are on the north side and the east side of the building, but we expect most people would use the northerly entrance since that is near most of the parking spaces. That is also where the handicap accessible spots are. And again, we believe that would serve most patrons. There is a door in the front of the Arby's, which we would anticipate anybody who maybe has to pull up and wait for their order to come out, or if they have to run in and grab something, perhaps that's what that would be used for. But again, we expect most people to enter from the other door. There is enough queuing. There's a bypass lane here, so customers could either bail out of the drive-through lane, or if they did want to circle around the rear of the site to exit through the other curb cut, they could. The parking requirement is 25 spaces. We are providing 26. There are 3 spaces designated as employee parking, and they are located near what would be the tail end of the drive-through lane, so that if someone was blocked in, it would most likely be employees that would get blocked in should the queuing line go that far or that deep. The site is sewered. There'll be landscaping out front. The inside is your typical Arby's restaurant. I'm not sure if any board members have patronized an Arby's recently, but they have, their seating will be up front. There's some booths, there's some tables, and then the rest of the restaurant would be the kitchen area, bathroom, and then there's a cooler, freezer that's accessible through the kitchen. Otherwise, it's, the refuse enclosure is in the back. We abut a 21-foot right-of-way with the DOT. As far as what else is around, again, it's, obviously Route 110 is a state highway, it's a commercial area, and there are other restaurants there as well. And Arby's hopes to do well in this neighborhood with all the other offices and uses that are around. If the board has any questions, this is what the rendering, this is what the Arby's would look like. That's pretty much it.
Okay, do any of the board members have any questions? No?
No.
Is there anything the other members of your team would like to bring to the board's attention?
No.
Okay, good, fine. All right, hearing that there are no questions, Matthew, how should we proceed? Matt?
Sorry about that. I was muted. For the record, we have no members of the public registered to speak for this application. There are some minor outstanding comments in engineering and planning. So the planning department recommends extending the record for this application to August 24th, 2020.
Okay. All right, so we need a motion to extend the record to August 24th, 2020. Michael, will you make that motion?
Motion.
Okay, second, Frank,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, anyone opposed? Hearing none, the record is extended to the 24th of August. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're actually going to have the same team joining us for the next application.
All right,
Item C is site plan review, informational hearing subdivision, planning board job number 18-30AB, VL 10-1620 New Highway LLC, proposes to subdivide 16 lots to 2, construct 3 individual warehouse buildings of 100,000 square feet, 87,000 square feet, and 95,400 square feet, along with associated site improvements on Lot 1.
Can I just do same appearance for the record?
please, yeah, state your name and address. State,
Nicole Blanda, Gazelle Blanda Visconti, 535 Broad Hollow Road, Melville, New York.
okay, thank you. You've seen and had a chance to review with your clients, the August 6th memo from
Yes.
Commissioner. Any questions, concerns, anything you'd like to bring to our attention?
No, we went through all of the 27 conditions and then all of the covenants and restrictions, and we did not have any issues with that.
So your clients have no opposition to any of the conditions or covenants outlined in
No.
okay. Thank you. Please proceed.
Okay. So this site is a very unique site in the town of Babylon. It's 16.29 acres, so it's quite large. It's probably one of the largest industrially zoned parcels in the town of Babylon. It's located on the westerly side of New Highway, behind other lots that front on New Highway. So the visibility, it's kind of tucked in there. It's comprised of 3 tax lots. So what we're presently, it's used as bus storage, a bus storage yard, and there's some small structures located on the site that will be removed. But there's a jut out that runs about 300 feet from New Highway to the widening of the site. As you can see, the shape is quite odd, but it is a very large site. We have minimal frontage on New Highway. So we did actually go to the zoning board. I want to say it was about 1.5 years ago, because we knew those variances wouldn't change. So we appeared in front of the zoning board for the street frontage being 43.27 feet. You could see that little red jut out that touches New Highway. And then we also sought a variance to have 3 buildings on what they were calling 1 lot, because we're redeveloping 3 tax lots and combining them to have 3 buildings on them to make 1. And the reason why we're doing that is we had multiple meetings with planning during the initial stages of this process. And it made more sense to have the 16-acre site be 1 big site, because it is 1 owner, rather than having multiple cross-access easements and having to do a whole new roadway to make 3 separate lots with 1 building on each lot. So I just want to point that out, that's why the site was very well thought out, and that's why the applicant and the town wanted it designed this way. There will be an easement for the driveway in that we're sharing with the Pasilico asphalt plant that immediately abuts us. I believe they have that under construction. The thinking behind that was whoever got their building permit first would start that work. And so that work has been started. So just to kind of give just to give the board a little history as to how the development plan came about. So we did go to zoning board. They're holding it. It's been on their reserve calendar for quite some time now, pending us working out all of the site plan issues. So if we look at the site plan, you'll see that there's 3 buildings, A, B, and C. Basically, the site works pretty simply. You know, you come in off a new highway, there'll be trucks. These buildings will be used for warehouse storage and mostly distribution needs, things like that, like retail warehousing, a place for tenants to keep their stock, their inventory, things that they can't maybe keep on their own sites. So we do expect trucks to be coming to this site, to be making deliveries. They're able to circulate the site. There's been a lot of work done to make sure that the drive aisles and all of the dimensions are proper. Each building has its own overhead doors for each unit. The refuse enclosures are all around the site. There are multiple refuse enclosures depending on which building we're looking at. We exceed the parking requirement. We've actually land banked 15 stalls that are closer to, I believe, building C. And there is a condition in the memo that if we ever needed to use the land banked stalls, we would do so, and that's not a problem. If we look at, Matt, the plan that shows the floor plan that shows the breakdown of each building. I don't know if you have that handy, but okay, great. So just to give the board an idea, this is it's universal to pretty much any kind of warehousing tenant that might want to come to this site. And the building can be broken down in a multitude of ways, whether a 5,000 square foot tenant comes in, or a 10,000 square foot, or a 50,000 square foot tenant. It really can be catered and tailored to the specific tenant that wants to come to the site. And it's front and back. So if the board is looking at the floor plan, you can see that there's drive-in overhead doors on both sides of the building so that it can be split down the middle as far as tenancies go. About 10% of each unit would have an office. So the square footage for the office space in each unit would be about 10%. We're not expecting, big offices here. That's really just for the workers or the managers of the particular units. All the drainage comments, I believe, have been addressed. I know that there was some further discussion about the renderings. That's been ironed out as well. That there's the elevations. You could see what the buildings would look like. But it's really a unique situation and a unique way to bring an industrial use to one large site that really is nestled, out of sight for the public and in the perfect area for it. I can go on and on about trucking and storage, but if the board has any specific questions, we do have there's the rendering. The colors, there was a lot of talk about what colors would be used. It really has been a very cooperative plan with the town, and a lot of thought has gone into it. This to me doesn't look like your typical warehouse. When I think warehouse, this is to me, a very nice, very expensive looking development. And I think it will work well on this 16-acre site. So if the board has any questions, we're here. We're happy to answer them. That's really it.
All right, thank you very much. Do any of the board members have any questions?
No question, maybe a comment. When I looked at the site where I tried to figure it out, I thought it was just the flag lot that you had from New Highway. Now I see you have that whole additional lot to the south.
Yeah, it's deceiving from the street. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, thanks to you and the architect for making a industrial building look better.
I
Well,
can't take credit for that, but
It's not a very high bar in that part of Babylon. So
No one's going to see it, I know.
No, that's okay. That's a standard.
Yeah.
Tell me, Nicole, what type of tenants are they anticipating getting there? You said retail. Anything in particular that?
so right now Right now, they don't have anyone in particular. There's no one specific, particularly with everything getting slowed down with COVID and people being, waiting to pull the trigger on things. And obviously, it's hard to market something before you have the building. But based on their experience in the field and in the industry, they're expecting what you would call retail warehousing, not Amazon per se, but something like distribution where you need to keep inventory. Let's say it's a furniture store, maybe you need to keep furniture off-site somewhere else, and then a customer orders the couch, and they, instead of bringing it from the store, they're bringing it from this distribution center per se, or storage warehouse, whatever you want to call it, something like that.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody else have any other questions? No? Okay, Matt?
So this isn't a public hearing, so we don't have anyone registered. We do have revisions that were recently submitted to the planning department in the last week or so. Those are currently under review for some minor revisions in planning and engineering. The planning department recommends extending the record to 8/24/20.
All right, so I need a motion to extend the record. Motion, Dan?
Motion?
Second, Julianne?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No, hearing none. Record is extended.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a great
We're
day.
gonna be in person next week, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
live.
Reunited again. Okay. Have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Thank you.
All right. Ace,
So item D, architectural review, number 1, application number 133644, Francis Camarada, expansion of an existing house.
Matt?
Sorry, I booted Jerry on accident. I'm just bringing him back in. I don't want him to get mad at me.
Take that very personally, you know.
Sorry about that, Jerry.
Jerry, you're back?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We're on item 1 under second, the architectural review. Matt, what is the status of that?
This is an expansion of existing house. Everything is in good order with this application.
All right. Well, motion by Jerry,
Motion.
second by Julianne.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anyone opposed? No. The resolution is approved.
Item 2, application number 134248, Morsiv Opportunities LLC, expansion of an existing house.
Okay, Matt?
Everything is in good order with this application as well. There are no outstanding comments.
Okay. Motion by Dan,
Motion?
second by Ed.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The resolution is approved. 3.
Item 3, application number 132996, Joshua Greenfield, expansion of an existing house.
Matt?
Everything is in good order with this application as well. No outstanding comments, and they've received their zoning board of appeals approval.
Okay. Any questions? No. Okay, motion by Frank,
Motion.
second by Michael.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Hearing none, the resolution is approved.
Item E, communications number 1, letter from Amy Name, resident to the Town of Babylon Planning Board regarding Planning Board Job Number 19-06A, 7-Eleven Corp., submitting a petition expressing opposition to the applicant's proposal.
And that petition in our pack. Is that right? Yeah, I thought I saw that.
Mhm.
Got about 500 signatures.
Okay, that's all right. So we have that record. Okay, read and filed. Thank you.
Item 2, letter from Allison Mertz, resident to the Town of Babylon Planning Board regarding Planning Board Job Number 18-56AE, Santiago and Ingrid Tavares, expressing opposition to the applicant's proposal.
All right, read and filed. Thank you.
So item F is reserved communications, and that is the Gal Grace application that's going to be held on August 24th. So we're going to leave those on the reserved communications.
Mhm.
The minutes are still pending, so we're going to move to page 3. Public
Page-
hearing dates, April 16th and May 13th, 2019. Number 1, job number 17-06AE, MR Property Builders.
All right, Matt, what is the status?
So this is the MR Property Builders located on 45th Street. It's the same status. The planning department's still working with the applicant on some potential redesigns or different layouts for this development, maybe something that's scaled down a little bit more for the context of the residential neighborhood. The planning department recommends extending the record until October 5th, 2020.
Okay, October 5th. All right, so I need a motion to extend the record to October 5th. Let's see, motion by Julianne. Julianne,
Motion.
okay, second by Dan.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the record-
Public hearing date, December 3rd, 2018. Job number 15-03A, Crossroads Shopping Center.
Matt,
This application, the planning department's still going over some of the traffic safety comments that have came in. Those were shared with the board not too long ago, and those are still under review. So we recommend extending the record out until September 14th, 2020.
okay. Could I have a motion to extend the record? Let's see, a motion by Dan,
Motion.
second by Jerry.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now we go to page 4, public hearing date, December 10th, 2018. Planning board job number 15-35AE, Annette Chaudry.
Matt,
So we're still waiting on revisions from the applicant. They did come back with revised plans, but there's still some outstanding comments. And I believe the board had discussed a few weeks ago when we had last extended this record that we wanted to make sure we saw all the outstanding comments addressed before we brought it back for the board to consider a recommendation to town board for a change of zone at this location. We recommend extending the record until September 21st, 2020.
okay. Motion by Ed to extend the record,
Motion.
second by Michael. Michael,
He's on mute.
Oh, second, sorry.
okay, that's
Sorry,
okay.
second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
No one opposed. The record is extended.
Public hearing date, December 9th, 2019. Job number 19-24AK, Conklin Street Partners LLC.
Okay, Matt,
We're still going back and forth on this one, trying to work out the details on this traffic signal plan. We're working with John Saracino and Traffic Safety. We recommend extending the record 1 week to August 17th.
okay, I need a motion to extend that record to August 17th. Let's see, motion by Julianne,
Motion.
second by Michael.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
That record is
Page 5, public hearing date, January 6th, 2020. Job number 19-36 AGE, Farmingdale Hospitality Partners LLC.
Matt,
Town board just recently approved the change of zone for this application at their meeting of August 5th, 2020. We are still waiting on some revisions to be submitted to the planning department to address a few minor outstanding issues on the site plan. We recommend extending the record to August 24th, 2020.
okay, so we need a motion to extend the record to August 24th. Motion by Michael,
motion.
second by Ed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No one opposed? Okay, all approved. Extended.
Public hearing date, February 3rd, 2020. Planning board job number 19-45BE, MR Property Builders LLC.
The The town board held their public hearing on this change of zone application on August 5th. It went well. There were no members of the public. This is the application located on the corner of 9th and 3rd Avenue to rezone from E-business to C residence in order to complete a subdivision and build one new additional house. We recommend extending the record to September 14th, 2020.
Okay. Motion by Jerry,
Motion.
second by Ed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Record is extended.
Public hearing date, March 2nd, 2020, Planning Board Job Number 18-45 AE, MR Property Builders LLC.
This is the MR Property Builders located on Albany Avenue, just north of Rainbow. We referred it over to town board for the change of zone hearing. It's still pending a scheduling date for that. I will let the board know it didn't make it on for communications for this agenda. It will be on for next week. The applicant did hire an engineering firm to do a traffic study or a stop sign warrant study for the intersection of Albany Avenue and Rainbow Avenue as requested by the planning board. So that will be on, that was completed the first week of August last week, and that will be on for communication to the board at our next meeting. So we could discuss that further next week.
All right. By Ed?
Yeah.
Anything else? We want to extend the record to,
Yeah, sorry about that. Extend the record to October 5th, 2020 is recommended.
I'm sorry, cut you off. October 5th, did you say?
Correct.
Okay. Motion by Ed.
Motion.
Okay, second by Frank.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Record is,
So page 6, public hearing date, June 22nd, 2020, Planning Board Job Number 20-04 AE, 181 Merritt Avenue, Inc.
The town board scheduled a public hearing for the change of zone on this application for September 2nd, 2020. We recommend extending the record to September 14th, 2020.
okay. Need a motion to extend the record. A motion by Dan,
Motioned.
second by Julianne. Julianne.
Second.
All in
I'm
favor?
sorry, I don't know why you're not hearing me.
Okay, sorry. Okay, by Julianne. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? No. Record is extended.
Page 7, public hearing date, July 27th, 2020, Planning Board Job Number 19-49A, Winters Brothers.
I spoke with Brian Bischoff, the planner on this job. There is a meeting scheduled this week with the planning department to just go over, I think, a minor site plan issue, a couple of details. They're hoping to have the ironed out and revisions submitted shortly after. The planning department recommends extending the record to August 24th, 2020.
Okay. Let's see, motion to extend the record to August 24th. Motion, Michael.
Motion.
Second, Frank.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our record is,
And that's all that's on our reserve calendar.
thank you very much. Is there anything else that anyone would like to bring to our attention? Matt?
No, I think we all know we're back in person in the boardroom next week. Denise and I will be stopping by at the town boardroom tomorrow to just make sure that all the procedures that are being put in place are in effect, and that way we can report back to the board so that they're aware of what's going on.
What, based on what you know, what are the procedures for seating and people addressing the board?
So as far as I have been told, I think the Board of Assessment Review has met in there once. They have certain seats that are taped off that you cannot sit on. You know, they space them out already. And they have a public safety officer standing at the entranceway to the boardroom. And they will actually walk each person in and put them in a seat. You know, they'll walk people in one at a time. We have our hearings staggered. So if there's 3 hearings, we have one scheduled for 7, maybe one 7:30, one 8 o'clock. Nobody from the 7:30 meeting will be allowed to enter the building until the applicant at 7 o'clock leaves. And at that point, we will call in the next applicant in the same process, being walked in by public safety. So I did reach out to public safety today to make sure that we are on their calendar for the rest of the year to do it this way. Like Matt said, tomorrow we're gonna walk over there. The dais is multi-tiered now, which I haven't seen yet, but it's where we normally sit and then a lower level. So everybody will be staggered, which we will look at that tomorrow. I went as far as ordering pens so that when people come in, if they want to write on cards, they keep their pen. You know, we're doing everything we can. There's a sign that they're required to wear a mask when they come in. So all the normal COVID protections that are in place, and then whatever else we think of as an extra layer. But we'll have a better idea tomorrow when we actually visually see it.
Okay. Do any of the board members have any questions?
No.
No? I presume all the board members are required to wear a mask, as are members of the public and staff.
Yes.
Okay.
Will
Very
they
good.
be, Denise, will they be checking the temperatures? Your body temperature? when you
I have
enter?
not been told that yet. I could speak to them about that. I don't think they did that at the Board of Assessment, but I can verify that tomorrow. I don't think that has happened yet.
Okay.
Okay. Would be a good idea, get one of those scanners. All right. Anything else? Rich?
No, I had a discussion about the protocols and safety and security with Matt and Denise earlier, and they're going to be on site to give us a firsthand account of the setup of the room, and then we'll get more details on, you know, the procedures, including whether there'll be a questionnaire and or temperature or just face masks required. So we wanted to get your input on that, Mr. Chairman, absolutely. And I requested that we convey this to you before the end of the week.
Good. Look, I'm a big believer in following all the CDC protocols, which means, you know, all of us have our temperature taken. All of us go through the, you know, half a dozen or so questions regarding exposure, et cetera. And of course, following all of the social distancing and requirements for masks. So that is my feedback. Anybody else have anything they want to add to that?
No.
Nope. Okay. All right. Mr. Rowe, anything?
No, sir. Thank you for asking, though.
I didn't forget. Okay. All right. Well, with that, Julianne, I think it's time. We need a motion to adjourn by
Motion.
Julianne.
Motion to adjourn at 7:43 PM.
7:43 PM. Second by Michael.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This meeting is adjourned.